welcome to MegoMuseum's Vintage Mego. This week we're going back to 1976 and talking about one of Mego's more iconic and collectible action figure ranges, Wave 1 of the Star Trek aliens. To bring you up to speed, Mego acquired the rights to Star Trek in 1975. This was the brainchild of VP of Research and Development Neil Kublin, whose son Chris was a fan of the reruns. He went as far as to negotiate the master toy license for Star Trek for $5,000 from Paramount. While initially quite reluctant on investing in an old television series, Mego president Marty Abrams was eventually swayed after attending a Star Trek convention with Kublin and gave him full reign. Star Trek was a massive hit for Mego. The crew figures combined with the Enterprise playset was a top 10 toy for Christmas of 1975. While being interviewed once, Marty Abrams once estimated that they sold close to 500,000 bridge playsets. Obviously, that meant 1976 would see an expansion to the action figure line, and while more Enterprise crew were likely discussed, the end result was to add many of the colorful alien races the Enterprise encountered. This may have been inspired by the strong sales of the Klingon figure included in the original assortment. In designing Wave 1 of the aliens, it's important to note several things. 1. Paramount didn't have a licensing department. Nope, they just had a guy named Lou Minigan, an outside contractor who was paid on sales. He got 10% of anything he brought in. Minigan reportedly said to Abrams about the Star Trek property, "Take it and do whatever you want with it." That meant no dreaded licensing style guides, long, tedious approval periods, and this leads into point number 2, slipshod reference material. Neil Kublin mentioned that the reference material supplied was often kinescopes or just a package of shots from the series, and was quick to mention that some looked badly done by today's standards. So let's combine that sentiment, the lack of reference material, and the carte blanche that Paramount issued, and you've got yourselves some artistic license.
Turn down for what?
So let's take a look at Wave 1's cast of characters. The first character is the Keeper. The Keeper is clearly based on Baylock, the puppet creation of Clint Howard, a space child with a terrible Tranya habit from the episode The Corbomite Maneuver. This character was an excellent choice considering his high recognition factor, as he was featured in closing credits of many episodes. A fair bit of artistic license was had with both the head sculpt and the addition of a body. His dull gray robe was given a creamsicle makeover with some bright orange lapels. Interestingly enough, toymaker Laramie would just wholesale rip off the Keeper's clothes for their line of cheap Martian Chronicles toys. I've done a video about that, and it's right here. The name The Keeper is actually taken from The Cage, but you know what? Nobody was caring. He's the Keeper. The Charon. Is he good or evil? Based on the classic episode Let That Be Your Last Battlefield, the Charon is not a head sculpt of actor Frank Gorshin, but it's actually Ron Harper under that hood, recycled from the Planet of the Apes line and the Verdun action figure. Several changes were made to the Charon's look from the series, mostly continuing that black and white trend into the whole outfit. This is obviously to make it a little more toyetic. Consequently, though, the black dye that they used on the figure can ooze onto the action figure's outfit if stored in humid conditions. These things were not meant to be kept. The Gorn. From the classic episode Arena, the Gorn kind of takes the most liberties with the character and does most of the recycling. His head is the lizard from the Mego World's Greatest Superhero line, his body is from Planet of the Apes, and his uniform, well, that's a Klingon outfit. Also, the Gorn is green, not brown. It's hard to know exactly why Mego went with this design, Perhaps they didn't want confusion with the lizard figure, or they were trying to get rid of overstocked Planet of the Apes bodies. Perhaps their reference for the Gorn was in black and white. It's truly difficult to say, but both Diamond Select Toys and Mego Corporations have corrected this in their subsequent re-releases of this character. The Neptunian. Perhaps the most controversial character in the series, the Neptunian is an original creation of the Mego Research and Development Department, merely meant as an eye-popping alien for children. With his webbed gloves and boots, unique head style, and highly detailed outfit, the Neptunian seems to have eaten a healthy chunk of the costs and budget for this wave. While there is a fan theory that this is some sort of unreleased swamp creature from the Mego Mad Monsters line, it's simply not true, as the figure bears no tells of being a mad monster, and it's very clearly in its prototype stages when Mego showed off their Toy Fair reel that year. Sure, these are not show-accurate action figures, but this was not the age of show-accurate toys. You know, it's not like Luke had a yellow lightsaber in the movies, or Walrus Man looked like this, or was even named Walrus Man. We didn't care as kids. They were fun toys, and the Star Trek aliens were a massive hit for Mego in 1976. The first wave of aliens were sold in the United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom. There are 3 distinct card backs for these 4 characters. The 1976 cards feature a dark alien planet and a 10-character backer. The 1977 cards featuring a blue planet and a 14-character backer, which now includes Series 2, and I will do a video on Series 2 later. And rarest of all, the UK cards by Palitoy Bradgate, who took a little artistic license themselves with the card backs. I have seen full sets of these, but they are very hard to come by. In 2007, Diamond Select Toys partnered with MC, re-released the Keeper and the Charon. The Gorn was released in a more serious, accurate version that we've mentioned, and if you'd like a Neptunian, you're going to have to go to eBay and find a vintage one. There has been no reproductions of him. On the secondary market, the Star Trek aliens are a highly collectible series, and one that really brought me into Mego collecting. It was one of my real points of fascination when I started, and I truly love these characters. Who's your favorite Mego Star Trek alien? You can let me know here in the comments below. Hit me up at the MegoMuseum Facebook group, Megomania, or track me down on the MegoMuseum forums. We're there 247 talking Mego. No wrong way to do it. Thanks as always for watching. If you're new to this, I hope you'll consider hitting like and subscribe. Until next time, take care, have fun, talk toys, not other people. And if you're into vintage Star Trek toys, I put up a link here showcasing all our videos about them.